Hi everyone, hope you all are fine and doing good. Welcome back to my online video classes. This is your Jessica ma'am once again here with a new lesson from your course book, lesson number 5, and the lesson's name is Quality, written by John Galsworthy. So my dears, this lesson is about two brothers. The author knew them since he was a boy. Mr. Gessler, who was these brothers' father, was a shoemaker who made his father's boots. Two little shops were let into one, and the sign on it read Gessler Brothers. So these Gessler brothers made wonderful boots. The author had a very high opinion about them. He got his first shoes made from them when he was just 14. Their boots seemed to him very mysterious and wonderful. He fully agreed with Mr. Gessler, who said that making such kind of boots is an art. However, the author's visit to Mr. Gessler's were infrequent. The reason was that the boots made by him lasted very long. They never seemed temporary, and it seemed as if it were essence of boots stitched into them. The two Gessler brothers owned the shop, and they did not keep any servants with them, as they did all the work by themselves. On entering the shop, one would find nobody there, and there was a wooden chair on which the customer would sit and wait for them. Then one of the brothers would appear. He would show the leather and accept the order. The author noted that all the time the two brothers looked at the leather. They seemed to be lost in thinking of the leather and the boots. Once, the author told Mr. Gessler that a certain pair of boots creaked. At first, Mr. Gessler found it difficult to believe. However, when the author insisted, he asked him to send them back. He promised either to correct them or to take them off the bill. But Mr. Gessler seemed hurt at the complaint. The author felt sorry for having mentioned it. Once, the author went into Mr. Gessler's shop. At that time, he had on his feet the shoes brought from some other firm. And that day, Mr. Gessler behaved in a strange manner. He took the order without showing the leather. At last, he could not contain himself, and pointing to the author's shoes, he said those were not his. He then put his fingers on a spot on the shoe and said that he knew it hurt the author there, and yes, he was right. Mr. Gessler for the first time opened his heart before the author. He complained about those big firms. He was full of resentment against them. He said that those big firms did not bother about the quality of the shoes, yet they got all the business. He was bitter that in modern times the advertisement had become important and the quality of the work did not seem to matter. He told the author that he had almost completely lost his customers due to the same reason. And for the first time, the author noticed signs of a bitter struggle for survival on his face. So once again, after a long time, the author came to Mr. Gessler's shop. He found that one of the two little shops had another name painted on it. That day, Mr. Gessler took long than usual to appear. The author had come there after a long time. The author wanted to escape Mr. Gessler's reproachful eyes. He hastily remarked, "What have you done to your shop?" He told the author that he could not afford the big shop, so he had left the half of it. It was after many months that the author went to Mr. Gessler's shop again. It appeared to be the elder brother whom he met that day. A closer look revealed that it was the younger one. He told the author that his brother had died. The author was shocked. He felt pity for the younger brother. It was for this reason that he ordered several pears that day. It was after about an year that the author came to the shop. He found that Mr. Gessler had become very weak by then. Though about 60, he looked 75. He failed to recognize the author. The author ordered several pair of boots again. He received them after a very long time. They seemed to be the best he had ever had. A week later, the author happened to pass that way. He was disturbed to see that the name of Mr. Gessler was gone from the shop. Inside, he met a young Englishman. He told him that he had taken over the shop, and on inquiry, he said that Mr. Gessler was dead. According to this new owner, Mr. Gessler was a failure in business. The failure was caused by his insistence on quality. He would not let anyone share his work. Consequently, when he got an order, he took a long time to execute it. The customer did not like to wait, so he lost all his customers. Then he never advertised even. He did not bother about the competition. He always used only the best leather. So though he made the best boots in London, he died of starvation. So my dears, this was the story of Gessler brothers who always cared about their quality. They didn't run after any advertisement, they didn't run after any other show business. They only believed in quality, but at the same time, the world never gave them any worth, and the poor Gessler brothers got vanished into the air with no other reason. I hope you all understood the lesson. You might also have seen these kind of people around you. Just value them and value their quality. Hope you understood the lesson and enjoyed it too. See you all in our next lesson. Till then, do take care of yourself, be at home and be safe. Thank you.